Hello and welcome back to All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris. I am your host, and my guest today is John Burris. John is a noted civil rights attorney right here in the city of Oakland, and I'm just so happy that we went to the same law school. Matter of fact, I was a year ahead of him in law school, but as you can see, I'm not a real tough lawyer like he is. He is the epitome of a great lawyer. So, John, let's continue for a little, just for a few more moments on this police firing. Since she fired the police chief, February, vehicle thefts up 50%, violent crimes up 31%, 21%, robberies up 35%. And I believe your daughter may even have been the victim of one of the vehicle thefts.
And my wife. And my wife.
Your wife?
Yeah, my wife.
Wow,
both have had their cars broken in. Now, Courtney just had her car stolen, gone. And before that, she did have her windows broken. And Cheryl's car, she had her windows broken. So look, times are seemingly different here because, I'm a little more mindful now than I ever have been about crime in Oakland. My gas station that I frequent in my neighborhood is constantly being robbed. So even
you're scared to go there, probably.
I'm a little mindful of it. Yeah. I'm mindful of it. And I certainly don't have Cheryl go there by herself. And so, yeah, we're mindful of it now. But I will say this: I'm not convinced that the increased crime has anything to do with the police chief, nor do I think it has anything to do with the DA. Mm-hmm. That's been highly criticized here. Crime is up throughout the country for all kinds of reasons. Most of the time, it's the economic deprivation and opportunities that exist within the low-income communities. Mm-hmm. And when you take, and this is a highly sophisticated argument, but when you take away the economic base of a community and you leave little resources, then kids coming up have no way to fulfill their dreams. They don't get educated. And then they ultimately buy into whatever the lifestyle is in the community in order to survive. That doesn't make us safe. Okay, it does not.
But there has to be a plan of action.
There has to be
deal with it, no matter what.
No matter what, it has to be a plan, and that's up to the police chief. That's up to the political leaders of the town. It's not just the police chief that has the problem. It's the community leaders as well, because they have to put the resources available.
Including the district attorney.
Everybody has to put resources into it. And when I look at Philadelphia is sort of a second home for me, and because that's my wife's from, and there. And crime is like outrageous. Mm-hmm. Just like last week when some kids from another town came and killed a police officer and shot two other kids, and they grabbed the kid and left the kid at the store, at the hospital. So crime is kind of up everywhere. It does not excuse any of it, but it does question about the resources that are being allocated to it. I don't think that the police chief, the DA, and all those are the blame for the increase in crime. I don't think that. But on the other hand, something has to be done.
Something has to be done.
Something has to be done.
Now that you mentioned the DA, our DA is being, I guess the petition is being circulated for her recall. And if that petition is successful, then there will be a vote. Any feelings on that?
Well, number one, I don't think she should be recalled. Question, that's a personal, professional opinion. On the other hand,
I agree with that.
On the other hand, given what I see taking place, that there seems to be a real effort, even in the African American community, to gather the kind of signatures that may be required. So it would not surprise me if they get the signatures. If they get the signatures, then it's a political race from then on, and she very well could get recalled. I don't think it's correct thing to do. I do think that bad decisions that were made at the outset, particularly around a couple of cases, really were subject to criticism. And it doesn't take many for people to get upset, particularly if they think that murderers are going free. For me, I've sent several cases over there for prosecution related to police having done misconduct or engaged in police shooting, and she haven't acted upon those. I'm hopeful that she will. But, the issue around what we're dealing with is a major, major deal. Because one of the things I look about the DA is, are you not prosecuting cases that should be prosecuted? And I don't see that that's taking place. Judgment questions come about is whether or not it should be enhanced or should be a death penalty. Those are decisions that you could say, I disagree with. And she ran on those, and everybody voted for her about those. So then when she enacts those kind of, I don't want to give enhancement on certain kind of cases, or I don't want juveniles to be sent up to the adult court in most cases, if I can help it, or I'm not the death penalty or life in prison. These are legitimate issues, which I actually agree with. But that's only because I'm a civil rights guy, and I'm mindful, because I'm mindful, and I think that she is, and people should be mindful of. There's a lot of collateral damage that takes place in people's lives, and particularly in terms of criminal prosecution.
And in this particular case, we got to go to break, but perception sometimes can drive things out of proportion.
No question.
And the perception against our current DA is that she's not prosecuted. I don't agree with that, but it's a perception there.